And very important is, very important thing is, we should become constantly and continuously serious. Hare Krishna. So what is that? Jagannath Mishra, he passed away, and he loved the world. And Mother Sachi's, sorrow knew no bounds, but somehow she managed it by saying, she controlled herself, saying, because of the irresistible attraction of Gaur Sundar. And Nimai cried profusely, the way Lord Ramchandra cried, when he heard the departure of his father, Dasharath. But the time is powerful. Eventually Nimai was absorbed in his service, in studies. And the mother, so keeping her son as her life and soul, she would take care of him. But at this time, he exhibited a variety of, very, unusually amazing pastime. Anything he would ask, he should get it immediately. Even though they were not very rich, his demands were like the son of a rich man, because he is the richest man on the planet. And for some reason, if there is a delay, he'll become angry. He'll become angry. And one day he asked his mother, I want amalaki oil, amalaki fruit and oil. I'm going to Ganga. I want a garland and little sandalwood pulp to worship Ganga, Chandan. She said, now garland you want means it will not come immediately, right? So she need to go and collect the flowers. So mother has to go and collect the, flowers, then bring a needle and make a garland. She said, my son, I'll go now and get the garland. That's it. He became so angry, he broke everything. He broke everything. And he took a stick, started beating everything. All the pots filled with oil, sugar, dal, everything. They became like rivers. Then he went outside, started beating the tree. Then he was tired and he laid on the ground and slept. She did not say anything. Then he got up. He went to take bath and came back. His mother gave him prasad. He ate and she said, my son, I don't have any problem for what you have done, but this is your home. And whatever damages happened, who is at loss? You are at loss. Because it is yours. He was very shy. And anytime they run out of money, she would tell him. Anytime there is a need, he would call her and give her 2 tulas of gold. And every time she would ask, where is he getting it? And she would ask people, please check twice to make sure it is gold. Then, to buy the items, right? To buy the items. And she was surprised every time. She would be surprised. Where is he bringing this money, this gold? Is a mistake? Where he gets this gold? but he would get the gold and give it to her. Very interesting. He would give only 2 tulas gold. But then what he would do? He would go and he would be fully absorbed in studies. He would be absorbed in his studies. There is nobody who can defeat him. And any question he would ask, nobody can answer. Any question seniors ask, he would answer. He is the only one who would answer. And he would refute, you would make a proposition and he would ask people to refute. They cannot refute. He himself would refute. And then he would ask, is it right? He said, yes, amazing. No, this is wrong. He would refute it, that also. One day Gangadas Pandit said, my son, you are the best of the students. You should become the best student of Navadip, Bhattacharya. My Pandit said, my teacher, Gangadas Pandit, if your mercy is there, what is impossible? Why not? So mother was very happy seeing her son fully absorbed in that education. Because those days, everyone would value scholarly ability. That's how I was spending days. Vrindavan, with this, actually, Adikanda ends. And Madhyakanda begins. And Vrindavan Das Thakur is actually the son of Narayani, niece of Srivas Thakur. Lord Chaitanya personally blessed her, personally fed his remnants. And Vrindavan Das Thakur is the one who wrote Chaitanya Bhagavat. And he was initiated he was a disciple of Nityananda Prabhu. So Madhyakanda begins with the glories of Eka Chakradham and the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. Glories of the king of Ekachakra, Nityananda Prabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu, Nama Nityananda Tumi Rupe Nityananda, Ei Rupe Nityananda Rama Murti Manta, Sankarana Karana Toi Sai, Garbhoda Sai, Chapayam Disai, Sesha Sesha, Sakalasa Nitya, Nanda Kiramam Jaranam Mustu, Mayati Tevyapi Vaikuntaloke, Shadeswari Sri Chaturyu Madhye, Rupam Yashodvadi Sankarshana Kyamtam Nityananda Ramam Prabhadye. Nityananda Brahm. So as Nityananda Ram, Anantasesh appeared in Ekachakra to assist the pastimes of his eternally worshipful Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anantasesh appeared, what is that? Ekachakra, Ekachakrapur was, we hear the description of Ekachakra in Mahabharata. Pandavas during the exile, they stayed one time in Ekachakra. That's where Bhima killed Bakasur. Even today, you see the knee of Bakasur. It has become materialized. It has become a fossil. So, so Bhima is a place, this is the place where Bhima killed Bakasur actually. So ever since Nityananda Ram appeared in Ekachakra flourished. This part of this part of Bengal is called Radhadesh. Radhadesh flourished like anything. And there was even a couple of years before, it was totally deserted village. But now as the people would go over there, naturally, even now, it's a small village, with the population not more than, maybe 5,000 people. Small fields, very beautiful place. I said, right, one time I went with the devotees. I was living in 2008 and 9. I went, Madan Gopal Prabhu with his group. We all went, he took his students and I went with him. One dog came. As soon as the dog, the bus reached the, bus reached the Akshakra, as soon as we got down, this dog came to receive with such a gratitude. Wow. Then from the bus, we all went to the, temple, ISKCON temple. The dog accompanied. Accompanied and, those of you who have been to Akshakra, it's only one road. Middle is ISKCON temple. If you go this way, Antagada, that end, Garbhavas. And if you go this way, and you'll see Jahanavi Bankim Rai, the deity. When Nityananda Prabhu entered into this Bankim Rai tent, it disappeared. The next is temple is small Yamuna, where he found Bankim Rai deity in the Yamuna river. Right? So this dog, wherever we went, came. And when devotees threw some, gave some prasad, the dog let other dogs eat, It was not so anxious. I think she has 1 or 2 puppies. Very wonderful devotee, actually. But the problem in India is, as soon as you, even if you're advanced, as soon as you leave your gully and go to another gully or another junction, the dogs will attack. This dog, to make sure he was not attacked, he stayed in between all of us. Can you hear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, Nityananda Prabhu is actually, he appeared. His father name was Adai Pandit, Adai Oja. They're actually Mithila Brahmins. His mother name is Padmavati, very chaste and faithful devotee. And very chaste and faithful devotee. And what is that? And the parents, he was the one son, they loved him the most. So from childhood, what is that? Nityananda Prabhu is, Nityananda Prabhu, Nama Nityananda, Tumi Rupa Nityananda is a condensed bliss, personification of bliss. Egi Rupa Nityananda Ramamurti, Nityananda Ram, the personification of bliss, condensed bliss. So Sankarshana, Balramji comes Sankarshana. Sankarshana Pradyumna Nanda Vasudeva. In Vaikuntha is called Mahasankarshana. So first Chaturviha is Sankarshana Pradyumna Vasudeva, second Chaturviha is Sankarshana Pradyumna Vasudeva, then Mahavishnu, Gravdasa Vishnu, Kshirasa Vishnu. These 3 Vishnus, they are all expansions of Balramji. That Nityananda Prabhu is actually Balramji. Sankarshana Karana Desai means Mahavishnu. Garbhasa Vishnu, Kshidasa Vishnu, Sesha, Ananta Sesha. So they are all expansion of Nityananda Prabhu. You know? So Maya Aditya Vyapi Vaikuntha Loka. So above this metal energy is spiritual world. Vaikuntha Loka. You know? Shadaiswari Sri Chaturvyuha Madhya. Chaturvyuha is, Sankarshan Pradyumna Dos there. You know? So the Paravyama, entire spiritual world is expansion of Balramji, expansion of Nityananda Prabhu. You know? So 3 Vishnus, Mahavishnu, Garbhadasa Vishnu, Kshidasa Vishnu, this is Krishna in Sankarshan. This is Krishna in the creation. Seshanag, they say, as Seshanag, he is Krishna in the past tense. So he's actually, what is that? Service, Krishna is a served Godhead, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is Sarveshwareshwara, everyone has to serve him. But Balramji or Nityananda Prabhu is a servitor Godhead. He's Godhead, but he's a servitor. He services Lord Krishna. He services Lord Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya, who is Krishna himself. That's why he's the origin of Vishnu Tattva. So anyway, what is that? So when we take shelter of him, he destroys our anarthas as a spiritual master. Balramji has plow and mace. What does plow will do? It plows the earth. When earth is plowed, what happens? All the big rocks, they'll come out. As with mace, he would make he'll crush the rocks into powder. In other words, he would make the heart fertile for bhakti by smashing the anarthas. And he awards the supreme destination. In the mood of, he awards the supreme destination. All these rasas, Dasya, Sakya and Vatsalya, So Nityananda was very intelligent from childhood, and he's a board of good qualities. He's a charm, he's a beauty. Nitai Chandra, Nitai Padakamala, Koti Chandra Sushitala. Nityananda Prabhu is his feet are refreshingly cool, like 10 million moons, 1 crore moons. Echayaya Jagata Juraya. So Nityananda Prabhu, so what is that? He is refreshingly cool. His feet are refreshingly cool. Those, what is that? This is metal world is Davanala, Samsara Davanala. We don't know, when everything is wonderful, happy, suddenly problem will come. That is the nature of this world, right? So that's why we take shelter of Nityananda Prabhu. Then we receive protection from this scorching forest fire of metal existence. When Lord Chaitanya, when Nimai was born, Nityananda roared. When he roared, everyone thought, wow, this is a thunderbolt. Somebody said, it's like lightning. Somebody said, no, this is Nityananda Swami's roar. Nityananda Prabhu's roar, So, this is the roar of Nityananda. He is the Lord of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So we need his mercy. If you want to take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. So from childhood, he is known for his beautiful plays, beautiful dramas he would enact. Very, very interesting actually, So one day, he brought all his friends. Day and night, he would do this only. Day and night, he would do this only. He brought his friends. They're all assembled as devatas. And the devatas were only, one basket of Mother Earth. prayed as she as a cow. She prayed, my Lord, I'm suffering like anything. I'm being abused. Please, I need help. Then they all went to Milkoshan and Brahma. So they prayed, my Lord, please, my Lord, So the earth is, the earth is unable to bear the burden. We need your help. Then one boy, unseen from everyone's share, he made he made his voice. I'm going to descend. You all going to go and incarnate on planet Earth to assist my pastimes. Then another day, the boys arranged, Nityananda Prabhu arranged another play. Devaki and Vasudeva, they were getting married. They got married. Kamsa said, I will drop you, my sister. Then as Kamsa was dropping, he heard a voice. One boy shouted, oh, fool number one, the eighth child of Devaki will kill you. You are taking her on your chariot. And immediately Kamsa imprisoned them. And another day, in the prison, what happened? Krishna was born. In the middle of the night, one boy acting as Vasudeva, took Krishna and crossed river Yamuna and exchanged with the Yogama in the home of Yashoda and brought back. And Krishna's birthday celebration. Haribo. Krishna's birthday celebration. So, and the onlookers, they would watch this and how does this boy know so meticulously the details of Krishna Lila? Who taught him? Nityananda Prabhu smiled and said, these are all my pastimes, Haribo. But being overwhelmed by, being covered by Yogamaya, nobody could understand this. Hare Krishna. Then one day, one boy claimed, Putana came in another drama, breastfed. And Putana said, leave me. But Krishna killed that Putana. Another day, they made a cart out of reeds, small sticks. And Nityananda and friends, they enacted his part and broke this cart. Sakatasur. Then he and his friends, they would go on regular basis. They would go to the homes and steal butter and yogurt and eat. But nobody would say anything. So, why? By seeing his face so sweet. Nitai pada kamala, koti chandra susitala, echayaya, jagat juraya. So that is Nitai, the Lord's feet of Nityananda Prabhu, they're refreshingly. Prabhupada was actually, what is that? One day at Atlanta, Paramakaruna. Paramakaruna, Paunduvijana, Nitai Gaurachandra, Sabhavatara, Sarasiramani, Kevala Nanda Kanda. So, Sabhavatara Sarasiramani, Kevala Nanda Kanda. Paramakaruna. Prabhupada said Paramakaruna. Prabhupada cried actually. So he said, you don't know the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu and Lord Chaitanya. They're the most beneficent incarnations, magnanimous incarnations. Dekavurina Tribhuvanina Imonodayalodata. Where can we find such a magnanimous incarnation? One person gets up in the middle of the night, leaves his father and wife at a very young age. His mother, there is nobody. He jumps in the river and swims across the river Ganga to take sannyas. Only to deliver people. Another person, he offers his head to be cracked into, offers his head to be cracked so that they will become devotees. Paramakaruna. Wow, amazing. How many of you agree? you know. So Lakshmanji is Lakshman is usually, what is it, full firebrand. He told one day Ram said 4 months over, Lakshman, rainy season ended, Sharad started, fall. But Sugriva, there is no sign at all. So Lakshmanji by default is like fully, what is that? Fully fueled up. All you need is one matchstick. Then, then Lakshman said, brother, so you want me to end him? He said, no, don't worry. We made friendship with him. No. So we want him to be alive, But Ram became angry and he said, tell him that the way through which we sent Bhavali, that door is still, that pathway is still open. It is not closed yet. And Lakshman was enthused. Brother, you don't need to worry about this. I will take care of it. Ram said, no, don't worry. You don't need, just threaten him. You don't need to, because, we want him to do our job, So then Lakshmanji went and there was so much enjoyment. And he pulled the string. He was angry. So this is Lakshmana's song. Lakshman. So what is that? And Lakshman said, Sugrivam natam icchati. And Lakshman cried, who are you? Hanuman asked. We came to take shelter of Sugriva. And he cried, Arey, whole world, they take shelter of my brother. Because of this Leela, we have to take shelter of this Sugriva, Natha, the master Sugriva. Sugrivam natam icchati. That is the love Lakshman has for Ram. But when Sugriva violated, then he became angry. That is because the love he had for Ram. But the same Lakshmanji, when he came as Nityananda Prabhu, so mercifully magnanimous, so mercifully. Same Balramji who came as Nityananda Prabhu, very, very mercifully magnanimous. Hare Krishna. So anyway, what is that? No anger at all. He planned this whole pastime in such a way that Lord Chaitanya would give the mercy to Jai and Madai. That is a preacher. How do we engage? How do we deliver people? One day, one person went to Jaipada Maharaj and said, Maharaj asked him, what do you do? I'm into hardware, chip making. He said, can you make a chip that can, that when it is fixed in the brain of people, chant Hare Krishna, make them give up their, mental enjoyment, and they take up Krishna consciousness. So they don't have any desires, these pure devotees. They just want to promote Krishna consciousness. Nityananda Prabhu mercy. Jesus Christ said, my Lord, your will, may thy will prevail, not my will. If you want, you can avoid this whole thing, but at the end of the day, your will should prevail, my Lord. That is Nityananda Prabhu's grace on Jesus Christ. Varsana Maharaj says, because bhakti encompasses everything. So anyway, so what is that? So Nityananda Prabhu was so much absorbed in childhood pastimes, enacting his own leelas. One day Nityananda Prabhu made with leaves a snake, and all the friends, they went to the lake and drank the water, and they all become they became unconscious, dead. Nityananda Prabhu jumped in the water and brought that boy back to consciousness. Hare Krishna. Then another day, they all went to Talwan forest. Talwan forest, And they performed this drama where Balramji would kill Dinakasur and ate all the thal fruits. Similarly they performed Bagasura, Agasura, Vatsasur. So one day they would come home with blowing horn, beeping, beeping. Another day lifting Govardhan hill, another day stealing Gopi's clothes. And one day Narduni went and told, what is that? Went and told Kamsa, hey, this person is that son of Nanda is actually Krishna. Call him, kill him. He's the one. So the Krishna and Balram went to perform Dhanuriyagnya, went to witness Dhanuriyagnya. And they broke the bow and they defeated Kuvalya Pita. And defeated Mushtik and Chanur. And as everyone was watching, the Krishna went and dragged Kamsa and killed him. So then, sorry, I forgot to add. When Akrura came to take Krishna and Balram from Madura, Nityananda Prabhu in the form of gopis cried like anything. Why are you taking Krishna and Balram? Please, why are you taking Krishna? Please. So in the Mathura, they performed the pastime of Kubja, and after killing Kamsa, Nityananda Prabhu and his friends danced left and right. They danced left and right. But then one day what happened? Vamandeva pastime they performed. They performed Vamandeva pastime. Nityananda Prabhu father, when they performed this Vamandeva pastime, they performed the thread ceremony to Vamandev. When Vamandev went to the arena where Bali Maharaj was doing yajna, and Nityananda Prabhu invoked his Brahman effulgence. And Vamandev asked, Bali Maharaj, what do you want? 3 steps of land. And when he actually, of course, he also poked the eye of Sukracharya. And the water fell in his hands. He put his feet on the head of Bali Maharaj. Then what is that? 4 boys came one day and told, we are servants of Sugriva, we surrender to you. Nityananda took them to Lord Ram. And then another day they said, can you build a bridge? They built a bridge to Lanka. All the boys started Jai Raghunath, and they built the bridge. Wonderful bridge. Then what is that? One day, as a Lakshman, he killed Indrajit. But another day, on the past time, what happened? Ravana came, and in the fight, the boy performing the role of Ravana threw Shakti weapon, Shakti Shila weapon, as he threw a lotus flower on Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu fell down, fainted. Everyone was telling, Nityananda, there is no life here. Then immediately, everyone, the boys forgot everything and they called the parents, Aday Pandit and Padmavati came, there is no life here. Everyone started crying. Suddenly the boy said, what happened? No, he said, he will do like this. I threw the flower, then, but, if you continue the pastime, if you bring, Hanuman brings Sanjeevani, he'll get up. Really? Then perform it. Immediately, they stopped crying, and one boy performing the role of Hanuman, he went to get Sanjeevani. On the way, he stopped by a lake, and one sage came. He asked, where are you going? I'm going to Himalayas to bring this Sanjeevani. No, you stay and accept my hospitality. No, I have to go. All right, take bath and come now. And the boy performing the role of Hanumanji went to take bath. When he entered the lake, there was a crocodile. Crocodile pulled him. Hanumanji fought and killed the crocodile. When he killed the crocodile and came back, there was no sage but a demon. You can kill the crocodile, but you cannot kill me. I'll kill you so that you cannot go to Himalayas and get the Sanjeevani. So nobody will revive Lakshman. Then Ram will die. Ha ha ha, Ravana will be victorious. This is all planned by Ravana. Okay. Hanuman just said, rascal number one. There was a big fight. These boys were pulling their hair each other. At the end, Hanuman defeated this demon and killed him. Defeated and killed him. Then Hanumanji went to Himalayas, brought Sanjeevani. The Sushen, the doctor, what he did, he picked up the Sanjeevani herbs. When he put it in the nose, Nityananda Prabhu got up. Everyone there, wow, thank God, my Lord. How do you know all these things? Nityananda Prabhu said, these are my pastimes. These are my pastimes. So, now what is that? Here, when Lord, what is that? That is how he performed his pastimes. But one day, one sannyasi came to their home. One sannyasi came to their home, and Adai Pandit offered the hospital, received him and offered the hospitality. The next day, as the sannyasi was about to leave, Adai Pandit asked, do you want anything? Is there anything I can give you? He said, I'm a traveling mendicant. I need an assistant. Can you send your son with me? Yeah? Then when sannyasi asked like that, Adai Pandit went to his wife and asked, this sannyasi is asking our life. He's asking more than our life. We cannot see, we cannot even live for danda, 24 minutes without seeing our son. But this person is asking, asking for Nitya, for our son's hand. The wife said we should, Dasharad, when he gave the word, he fulfilled his word. He let Ram and Lakshman go with the Vishwamitra. So we should do that. And what they did, though it was painful, they agreed to send Nityananda Prabhu go with this traveling mendicant renunciate. As Nityananda Prabhu, this mendicant, the sannyasi took him with the hand and they walked out. The father and mother could not take it. They couldn't bear that separation. They were crying profusely. They couldn't take it. Feeling separation, intense separation. They were crying left and right. And the villagers came to know what has happened. They said, how can you send your son? We'll send our children, but we'll bring Nityananda back. They went here and there searching for him, but they could not find anything. So Adai Pandit, they were continuously, they were deep in separation from Nityananda Prabhu ever since he left. They could not forget him for a moment. And eventually, the father and mother could not bear the separation and went back to Godhead. So Nityananda Prabhu traveled with this traveling mendicant sannyasi, but after some time he was on his own. And Madhyakanda describes all the different places he has visited. Like Balramji, during Kurukshetra war, what he did, Balramji doesn't want to fight, but Balramji is neutral. He loved Duryodhan, Duryodhana and Bhim both were his disciples. He taught them what is that? Mace fighting, fighting with the mace. So Krishna, he took the side of Pandavas. Krishna said, I'll go with Pandavas. Balramji said, no, that is Guru Tattva, Balramji loved Duryodhana. That's why Guru is more magnanimous than Krishna actually, Guru Tattva. Where there is more impurity, their Guru loves that. Because there is more opportunity for service. For some, Duryodhana is personification of Kali. But Balramji loved him. Why? Because, we can work on him and give the grace. Hare Krishna. So, but Krishna said, I side with Pandavas. I'll become Arjun's charioteer. But Balramji said, no. And I'll remain neutral. I am neither with Pandavas nor Kauravas. Then what I will do? I will go, I'll travel. So Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, explains all the different places, holy place of pilgrimage that that Balramji traveled, when he came to Naimisharanya, how he, gave punishment to Ramarshana Sutta, Anyone has been to Naimisharanya?
No, Prabhuji.
In Naimisharanya, there is a beautiful deity, Balramji. Wherever you go, Balramji has two things, mace and plow. But in this place, very beautiful deity actually, in this place, in his hand, there is only blade of grass, like this. So Naimisharanya is the place where all the, Puranas were spoken by Sutta Goswami, two sages headed by Sanaka Rishi, right? So, whether it is Lakshmana or Balram, they are, especially Balramji is very, very, intolerable to mistakes, very strict, very, very strict. Balramji is very strict. So when Ramarshana did not get up, Balramji became angry, and with a blade of grass, he touched on his head and he died. Same thing, Balramji came and there was a fighting between Bhima and Duryodhana. When there is a fighting between Bhima and Duryodhana, Balramji is fighting. Balramji is watching. And Bhima and Duryodhana are fighting. Bhima did not, for years there is no practice. And there is no proper food because they are always in exile, anxiety. But contrary, Duryodhana practiced very well. Preparing for this moment. Actually, Krishna's intervention is very important. Without Krishna's grace, Pandavas had no chance even for 1 second. Duryodhana went and hid. I'll touch. Duryodhana went and hid in this lake. Duryodhana knew Jalastamba Vidya. Means he can protect himself. He can hide in the waters without experiencing suffocation. But Krishna told them he's in this water, so call him. Anyway, so when they called him, he became infuriated. He came out. Maharaj Yudhishthir told him, Duryodhana, Duryodhana said, you take the kingdom. Said Krishna said, they will not take the kingdom. It has to be won. It has to be acquired. It is not a charity. All right, then I'll fight. Then Yudhishthir said, Duryodhana, you can choose any one of us. You can fight with any one of us. Hare Krishna. Can you believe? Krishna said, hey, what are you talking? So again, Krishna has to balance there. What if Duryodhana chose Nakul or Sahadev or Yudhishthir or Arjun? Not even one person knew me is fighting. But because Krishna, what is it? Krishna says about the senses, I am the mind, Krishna says. So Krishna influenced Duryodhana to choose Bhima. So Bhim, but the problem is Bhim was not properly known. Bhim is powerful, no doubt. Duryodhana is powerful. Balramji said, what is that? Bhim is powerful, but Duryodhana is technique. Bhim is powerful actually, but Bhim is not powerful now. On the top of it, Duryodhana is well trained, prepared for the battle. And Balramji is watching, they were fighting. And the big Bhim was getting tired. What Krishna did, Krishna signaled him. He signaled him, immediately went and hit the thighs. Balramji became angry because in mace fighting, one should not hit the opponent below the waist. Balramji became angry. He told, I'll kill him now, right? Actually, Krishna was not very happy for the presence of Balramji, So Krishna said, brother, what is it? Krishna said, Balramji said, I'll kill him. How can he do this? So Krishna said, that is the promise he has taken. That day when Duryodhana showed his thighs to Draupadi, telling Draupadi to come and sit on his lap, he said this. What is the problem? You want to side with Adharma? So Krishna said, just by doing small thing, I want the whole, I want Maharaj Yudhishthira to rule his kingdom and establish Dharma. So Krishna knows very well how to handle. And Gandhari blessed him. And Gandhari, empowered his whole body to become iron. So wherever he would eat, nothing would happen. So you want Bhim to die and Duryodhana to rule and let the Adharma rule? After doing all these guys, after doing all the Adharma? If you really ask me, you should continue with your travels. Oh, wow. So going through is very good at, so it's not. So if you do not understand properly Balram Tattva, Balram would intensify the pastime. He'll spice up the pastime. Otherwise, you think Balram is inimical to Krishna? No, definitely not. He would intensify the spice of the pastime. Oh, what will happen? What will happen? Krishna would answer, okay, thank God, you're amazing. That is the duty of Balramji. So anyway, the point is that much strict. Strict and same thing, Lakshman also. But same person, Nityananda Prabhu, when he came as Nityananda Prabhu, what are the blade of grass Balramji put on his head and killed Romarshna? Nityananda Prabhu put that blade of grass in his mouth. And he was falling at the feet of offenders. He was falling at the feet of blasphemers, atheists. Bolo Krishna Bhajo, Krishna Karo, Krishna Siksha, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Pranadana. Brothers, chant the name of Krishna. Sing the glories of Krishna. Learn about Krishna. Why? He's our father, he's our mother, and he's our life savior. And somebody would slam the door on his face. Thank you, brother. Somebody would accept it. He would offer obeisances. Actually, when somebody would knock the doors with his friend, who is his preaching friend? Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur would come. So they would knock the doors. The owner would open the door. When he would open the door, there is nobody. Then who knocked the door? As he would about to close the door, they would get up. Why? They would, what is that? They would get up. So they're offering obeisances just because they opened the door. They would get up. They would offer obeisances. Thank you, sir, for opening the door. So what can we do for you? Immediately, Bolo Krishna Bhajo Krishna Karo Krishna Siksha Krishna Mada Krishna Vita Krishna Pranada. Wow. Paramakarana. Prabhupada said, you don't know the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. So that day Prabhupada sang, instead of Jayaraj Madhav, he sang Paramakarana, and Prabhupada had tears in his eyes. Otherwise, people broken regulative principles. They're sure, everyone, I don't know about others for sure, for me, about myself, condemned to hell. It's Nityananda Prabhu's grace. Paramakarana. And what is that? To the most fallen people, you have a jewel, crushed jewel. Everyone is looking for. And what you will do, you'll increase the price. You'll have an auction then. But Nityananda Prabhu will come to you and say, please take it up. If you're crazy, I don't want it. Then if you are crazy, we do say we don't want it. You want to Krishna Prema or green card? Green card only. Okay, now green card is given. You want Krishna Prema or yellow card or some other card? Citizenship I want. You don't want Krishna Prema? No. Then what next you want? I want loan. What next you want? I want a job for my children. I want a permanent job. What next? I want to become a, senator. I want to become this. At the end, you want to take Krishna Prema or not? I don't know what it is. I don't want. Then Nityananda Prabhu will put it in your pocket forcefully. Wow. When the flooding happens, what happens? The low-lying areas will be flooded first. So what is the qualification to receive Nityananda Prabhu's mercy? Accept that we are very fallen. गिरा हुआ आदमी हूं, पतन हो गया. I am fallen. Greed, angry, envious, lusty, greedy. Really? Then take Krishna Prema. Wow. Amazing. So what is that? How can you understand Nityananda Prabhu's glories? That's why this Kali Yuga is considered very great Kali Yuga. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has descended, the Yugavatar, to give what no incarnation has ever given. Deyam sada paribhognam abhishtadoham tirdas padam sevarinch nutam saranyam pratyardhyam ranatvala devatam vande mahapurushate charmar. What Brahmanda, Shiva Virinchi, Brahmanda, Shiva are looking for. He has come to give to everyone. For that, he relinquished the hands of Yaktva Sudishcha Surepstaraj Lakshmi. That, he gave up the association of Lakshmi. Maya Amrugam, Mishtari Vachasaya Dagadharanya, Maya Amrugam Daitepsik Manvadavat, Mande Mahapurushate Charanarvindam. So what he did, he gave the association of gods of fortune, and hand behind the people were alone. Please. So what should we do? Krishna demands surrender, Sarvadharman Parityajya. 1866, right? 64 or 66? 66. But Krishna, Lord Chaitanya doesn't demand the surrender. So, always they say like this, that's it. Accepts. Stand in the line. If you have to write the exam, so you just, you write the name and give the paper. Somebody said, don't even write the name. Lord Chaitanya will come to you. What is your name? I'll not tell. I bolo, no, please. You tell your name. Then Lord Chaitanya will write the name. Because you came to me once, you're passed. We passed you. Full marks, distinction. Hare Krishna. So anyway, what is that? Adaya Pandit, sorry, after Nityananda Prabhu, as Balramji, and during this Mahabharata war, he went to all the holy places. Nityananda Prabhu, after some time, he left the company association of this mendicant, traveling mendicant, and he started visiting the different holy places which he did as Baldevji, and that we'll see next week. And that is it. Actually, now my mother is a little sick, and she's got COVID, and she's on ventilator. I'm not gone to India. I'm going to India actually next week. I may do it. If everything goes well, I may do it from India, or we have to stop this call for next 2-3 weeks, So my request to all of you, please pray for her. Very nice devotee, initiated how many years ago, 12-13 years ago. She was initiated and chants 32 rounds every day. I am very grateful to her. So I have not done any service to her, but so I'm thinking of going. So I'm very sick with COVID, and I pray that she recover. So if you want, I can do it from India, or otherwise we have to halt this program for next, next few weeks for sure. Let us see how it goes. If you want, I can do it from India, or we'll halt it. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Thinking of going next week only, but let me see. But thank you very much, and my obeisance to everyone's lotus feet. I'm a fallen condition soul, heart filled with anger, envy, greed. Ego is very high. My time is running out, but I have not got, I have not received any grace. Maybe because of my offensive mentality. Hopefully, Nityananda Prabhu's, the first coming festival is actually Nityananda Prabhu's festival. Let us see what happens. Dandat Pranam, Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai,
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. We pray for your help.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.